Let's see what this button do. Okay, YouTube fam, thank you so much once again for tuning in and taking a closer look at the wandering warrior himself, Ryu. He wanders the world with the desire for complete mastery of his martial arts and takes both his travels and training quite seriously, unlike his best friend right here. But anyways, Ryu has been hot since 1987 when he first debuted, and since then he has met some people that love and care for him. Let's check out this beautiful figure. Taking a closer look, first thing that stood out to me was his hair. You can see the sculpt work throughout the entire hairpiece, from the back to the sideburns, including his eyebrows. Storm really put in the effort to properly execute his hair, so much appreciated. Here we can see some detail work on his bandana. You see the lined black wash, and you can see it on the back of his bandana as well. You see it in this area. You can also see it in this area. The bandana does have a 360-degree rotation. For his face, you can see some creases here. I do not like how they sculpted the eyebrows, but it is one of their early releases. I think it was like the third one that they released, and they made face plates instead of exchanging the entire head. He does not have the muscle detail around his mouth like the others. Taking a closer look at his torso area, I would like to remove this, but the way that they did this is different than what they did with the later releases. You will have to detach arms and legs, but he has his cut, and you can see here some paint on the gi here and there, and a little bit down here as well, but underneath the gi, he has his full articulated body. Looking at his arm, you can see those veins and muscle. A little bit of paint there. Here you can see the elbow, we gotta point those out. Now I think they did a pretty good job with his glove. The seams there. Now this isn't sculpted, it's just painted on there. It would have been nice if they did. Pero está bien así. You can see his nail there. But the paint work on his glove overall, I think they did a great job on it. On the gi itself, we can see the work that they put in. This is sculpted and has texture to it so you can feel it. And you can see the black wash throughout and on the shoulder area right there. The bottom of the gi, you can see that the texture continues all throughout and around the bottom of the gi. Here on the side, you can also see some more sculpted work. On the back, you can see more painted details. Here you can see the seam of the gi. And looking at his karate belt, it's texturized. Here you can see the symbols, which mean wind, forest, fire, and mountain. This part of the belt also has a 360-degree rotation. For his pants, we got sculpted lines on the side and on the inner side right here. Paint wash on the bottom of his pants because he's always walking everywhere. His feet isn't dirty, but you can see the detail there. And you can see my finger through his toes. Here's a quick overview of Ryu-san before we get into articulations. For his chest area, he can do a 360, however, because of the gi's engineering, you have to remove the whole thing, but his bottom part does spin. His shin area does move, but his foot does have the tendency of falling off. Here's his grinning face. It does look kind of plain around the mouth area, but you can see the wrinkle of the nose here and the wrinkle between his eyes. Has his sideburns, floating eyebrows, cool details in his ears. This is what it looks like on the other side. But that's about it for his grinning face, y'all. And his yelling face, which if I'm honest, I'm a bit disappointed. They could have made it look like he's actually yelling a little bit more. Here it just looks like he's just opening his mouth. I don't know. It just doesn't look right to me though. But the details here in the mouth, you can see the teeth. You can see the wrinkle in between his eyebrows. You can see a little cheek line there. But they could have done better with his yelling face though. And this is his Hadouken effect, but let's keep in mind that these are some of their earlier work. This looks good on paper, but the execution was weird. But this part comes off, and there's nothing inside. This is where you place his hands, as we see in these pictures. This part looks pretty decent. You can see the white transitioning into the blue. I think they did really good with that. And this is how you put it back. But wait, there's one more piece to it, which is this piece, which gives it a more enhanced look. You're supposed to align these 3 grooves that it has and attach it. And finally, he comes with the stands that the earlier releases used to come with, but they stopped producing them and started producing the clear stands. And if you run your fingers on it, you can feel the groove from the logo. So that's a wrap up, you guys, on this review. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and going over it with me. For those of you that do have him already in your collection, let me know how you guys feel about him in the comment section. But let's keep in mind that he is one of Storm's first releases, so he is shorter and closer to the 1/12 scale. He doesn't have all of the retooling and re-engineering that Storm implemented on the figures that we are getting now, but we do see the effort and the paint job that they put into this figure, which is something that I personally really appreciate them doing. Nonetheless, I really appreciate you guys for helping me grow the channel. We are at 65 subscribers now, and that's all because of you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy these pictures, and as always, y'all be blessed. Thank you.